this is personal to me. Nah, we can't do for real. That ain't what I want. If you want to come on here like you come on with Wendy Williams or somebody like that, then we don't do this.
Right.
But if you come up on here like Coko, who grew up with Fat ass Joey from Forest, then we good. Okay. Hey yo. Thank you for coming to the big show.
Oh, you know I got you. I love you.
But you know, Coko, I love you too, but I love you so much that sometimes I don't like to bother you.
What? You can bother me?
Yeah, because we people don't understand. We grew up in the same projects.
Yes, we did. That's right.
Like the same project. So people don't understand. Like we from the same hood.
The same. Yes.
And whenever I tell somebody that, and they ask me about you, I gotta be honest with you. I'll tell you in your face. I only have nice things to say about you.
Oh, good.
And I always say you was one of the most respectful girls in my whole project. It's almost like, Coko, when I think back at that time, I think it's almost like you didn't belong there. Like you were born, it was like you were born to be greater than in the projects. And you always handle yourself that way. And the thing about you that I remember most is you walking around the whole block. In the summer, you had your, what's them short, the tight shorts, like the spandex?
Yeah.
You had the spandex, you always had your hair long, and you be walking around every night. You walk around the whole project.
Yeah. Because I used to be with Reese. She lived in your building.
Yeah, who you would be with?
Larice.
Yo, remember Larice?
Yes.
Light-skinned Larice was a bug out.
Yes.
That was my girl. I love Larice, man. Her whole family. Larice was crazy, man.
She was.
And let me ask you, since you've been a superstar, have you ever seen Larice again?
I still talk to Larice.
No way.
Yes. I still talk to Larice.
You talk to Larice?
Yes. Yes.
Larice, I love you, Larice.
Yes.
I'm sure Forrest is tuned in. Right?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Was you related to Aaron Hall? Was he like your cousin or something?
It's his aunt is my godmother, so our families just said we were cousins. Because
I remember he used to pull up in Forest and they'd be like, yo, he going to see Coko, her family. Yes. This before you got on.
Yes.
And everybody be like, yo, Aaron Hall down the block. And I'm like.
Yep, in 695. Yep. Him and Ted used to come over there.
And so that's crazy. So Aaron Hall guy, one of the living legends, the biggest group, he be pulling up and everybody be like, that's your cousin. How did you do? I know you was in church.
Right.
I know everybody used to be like, yo, she killing the church.
Yeah.
How did you ever go from how did you get discovered?
Like you said, I was in church, so I was singing in church. But Lily, she used to live, she's from the Bronx too, but she lived on Anderson Avenue.
She from Highbridge. She from where A Boogie and all them from.
Yeah. So she used to come over there and just be like, let's sing or whatever. I'm like, yeah, if you want to, whatever. But I never thought that it was going to take off like that because I wasn't known for singing around there. Nobody really knew that I could sing because I was just chilling. You know?
No, they would tell me, yo, that girl sings in the church.
Yes.
They would tell me before I rap.
Yeah.
When I was in the street, they'd be like, yo, that girl, she blow it down. She be in the church killing shit.
Yeah. But I wanted to dance. I wanted to dance, but for Lord Finesse. But he went
Woo!
I was trying to be one of his dancers, but he wouldn't let me. But with Lily hooking up with her, and she was just like, "Let's do this." We met a producer who's B Fat's brother. Remember B Fat's the wife?
B Fats was the shit.
His brother's the one that heard us, and he signed us and put us on. So that's how we got started.
So because no disrespect to Forest Projects, it's a very historical project.
Yes.
But I don't know if people know how hard it is to be growing up in some Forest Projects, which is pretty much gladiator school, and then be successful and get put on.
Right.
I mean, I remember you got on before me. I could not believe it. And I used to tell people, yo, I couldn't wait to see you. And it took so many years to see you. It wasn't like Instagram, I could DM you. It was like, yo, I wonder if Coko see what I'm doing out here. Like,
I saw you before I even got on because you were doing it. You were going to the Apollo, and we was all trying to come down to Apollo. My mother was like, you can't go. But I'm like, I want to go support him too. So you were huge already in the hood. We were all supporting you like, go, Joey, do this, Joey. You know, you was representing already. So I was already proud of you.
And we were so tight in Forest, you know, Lord Finesse, Showbiz, Diamond D. We are part of a royal project.
I tell everybody that. I'm like, my hood was rocking. Y'all don't even understand the legends that come from up out of there.
And before me and you and all of even Finesse and everybody got on, all the hip hop was in, you know, Love Bug Starsky and Little Rocky C and Shot Rock, First Girl Rockin', and that was our hood. And so you go on, you get on, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And then you got on to like some superstar shit. So I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of you, but I was like, the whole time I'm making hits, I'm like, I'm going to see her one day. I'm going to see her one day.
Right away. I was still at home. I was still in the Bronx. I was still on my block. I didn't leave right away.
Yeah, but I didn't see you out there like, it felt like you blew up overnight.
It was like overnight.
And you was like a superstar, and then she's gone. I felt like we'll never see this girl again. And it's weird because it took me a couple of years to see you, more than a couple. I don't know if you remember, I seen you in the airport.
Yes, I was like, I can't believe I'm just now seeing you.
In LA, I was at the airport. It was early in the morning, and I tapped you, and you was like, Joey, what's up? And I was like, I was waiting that whole time because you got on first, you blew up, and I came and I looked at you and I was like,
yeah.
You're like, yo, like, Joey, I'm proud of you.
Believe me. I'm like, I know Joey. We grew up together. It's like nobody would believe me. I'm like, I'm telling you.
And that's what you was telling me. Like, you was like, yo, I tell people all the time, I grew up with Joey. We from the same block. I don't understand. Like, and I was saying the same shit to people. I'd be like, because, you know, we got a legendary block, but the truth is, you blew up the biggest.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up digging in the crates, grew up on a street underground level. You went like huge. No, that's
expecting it though.
Yo, that's crazy. And but I've always been cheerleading for you. I've always been proud of you. And just to this day, we listen to your music. My daughter's favorite song is Weak. Her and her friends, they sing it every day. And she's only 14. Wow. And it's like, we just so proud of you. So you get on. What do you mean, get on? Like, what do you mean?
It's just like somebody they heard my voice. They heard something that, you know, they felt was special to them. I was like, okay, well, let's do this. And it just, the record label heard us and they just fell in love. But it was around that time when the whole Milli Vanilli thing was going on. So they wanted to hear us sing a cappella. So we gave it to them and they just fell in love. You know, we were just a little rough around the edges for them because we from Bronx and Brooklyn. So they put us in charm school, but we took off after that. And
so Lily from the Bronx, right? Yeah, and your other girl, she from Brooklyn?
Yeah, best.
How y'all connect with her?
Well, I used to live in Brooklyn for a short moment in Flatbush, so that's how I connected with her. So when we started singing, I was like, oh, I know somebody, but she lives in Brooklyn, so we pulled her in.
Like that. Yep. And then I remember, I'm skipping all over the place, but I remember she's the one that got married to the football guy.
Yeah, to Eddie.
And I said, damn, she made it, God damn it. She got that football money, God damn it. I'm sitting in the sideline like, shit, she came up on this. I mean, and I know they love each other. But I was like, damn, at the time, he was the biggest football guy. Yeah. I said, shit, she came up. Like,
yes, and they still married, so yeah.
They still married, ain't that amazing?
Married. Yep. Yep.
And so y'all felt like when your sister got married to the football guy who's caked up, y'all was like, yo.
Yeah, I was like, She good.
She good.
Yeah.
And that's all we want to be is good.
Yeah.
You're married, right?
I am divorced now. Thank God.
No way.
Yeah, I'm divorced now. I'm happily divorced though.
And so, but the guy was a pastor, right?
No, he was a musician. He was a drummer. He played for Usher. His Usher's
So he was in the
album.
industry.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige.
Oh, I always heard that you married like a pastor.
No.
No, he wasn't a pastor. He fought from a pastor, huh?
He wasn't no pastor.
And it's crazy. You know, I've been with my wife 26 years. You know, I like everybody to work through it. If it ain't work, I don't think you're supposed to be with somebody that makes you miserable,
right,
or nothing like that. If you're in that place and you miserable,
right,
you know, then
right,
it ain't. You know, you could try. If it don't work, then you know, more power to you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
And we live one life.
Right. I'm happy right now. Just raising my son, my 17-year-old. He's off to college soon, so I'm good. Yeah.
Does he know? Do you remember the block parties in Forest that they used to throw DJ Supreme and Hutch?
Absolutely, yes.
And you was in there.
Huh?
And you was in there.
Absolutely, I was in there. Yes.
I remember that.
I get in trouble, but I'll be out there.
I remember your first boyfriend in Forest. We won't mention names.
Oh Lord.
That was a big deal. That was a big deal. You know that was a big deal, right? I won't say his name, but you know that was a big. We was like, who? Light skin, who? And you was like, yo, and we was like, oh shit. Cause boy, you kept that shit so clean cut in the project. You wasn't looking at it. Your shit was like hi, but you was like,
yes.
What was that? Your mom's taught you because you know you was with crazy ass Larice. That's another story. And for people who don't know, Larice is from my building, 1000, and we are family. I love her, her sister, whole family, and so I could talk like that to Larice. She called me with Joe stinking ass. That's what she would be like. Joe stinking ass. Who he think he is? Fuck this.
That's her.
No, that's the Reese.
Yeah, that's the Reese.
And so, but you always kept it clean. But I remember when you had the little boyfriend and we was like, oh shit.
Yes, he was my boo. I thought I was gonna marry him.
Yo, that was your boo for real, right?
Yeah, it was. He was. Yes.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And so, who picked out these songs? Because there's one thing to do songs. There's another thing. All of them are hits.
Right. We had a producer, one producer, Brian Morgan, and like, I don't know, me and him, we just meshed. Like, he knew my voice, what would fit, and what would make SWV just sound great as a whole. So the songs that he gave us, they were just perfect for SWV. He was young at the time as well, so it just worked. He was from Sacramento, so we would go to Sacramento and record. Yeah.
And so that was like the first time y'all was out of New York and the Bronx, and it was all the way in Sacramento.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really like Sacramento like that. I was like, take me back to the Bronx.
Hey, y'all, let me ask you something. Could we say your first boo's name? Because I'm feeling guilty, and they saying it. The whole forest is saying it on here. They saying his name on here. I ain't gonna lie. The gossipers is out. 695, 735, 1,980. They 1020. They going crazy on it. Look, if I ain't say it, the name I saw it 10 times right here. They're like, yo, Joe, don't front. Yo, Joe, you ain't saying the name. I was like, you know, he's my guy. You know, he's a brother of mine for many years. God bless him. And so this guy who wrote these songs for you, he had the golden pen.
Yes, he did. He was amazing. Like he did so good for SWV. We're still friends now, so. But yeah.
Man, that's a beautiful thing because you know sometimes people go on a roll.
Because I see his name popping up.
You see his name on? I couldn't help it because now I'm looking like I'm a hater. They're like, yo, Joe, stop fronting. You know her home. Like, yo, Joe, don't do that. That's your man. I'm saying, yo, let's leave it. You know,
I'm still cool with him too. So
you still cool with him?
Yeah, I'm still cool with him.
No,
and his sisters.
Hey. All these years later.
Yeah.
This is a friend.
Yes.
So shout out Vinny. Yo,
What's
Vinny,
up,
man.
Vinny?
God bless you, my brother.
That's right. Vincent Michael Edmondson.
Yo, that's my guy. Vinny was fly. Vinny was fly, man.
Yes, he was.
Light skin fly, you know, small. Cutting through the project. Like, no, that's my man, though. I know that's right. Yeah. Yo, my daughter's like, I know that's right. I know that's right.
Oh, God. That's so
I have to do it, sir. Yo, sir, I have to do it.
It's okay.
It was killing me. They was all in the notes like, yo, Joe, I know you ain't trying to go out like that.
I said Vinny.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. God bless Vinny and the whole crew, 163rd, man. Where we chill on the top of the hill. FOREST. What?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I tell people these stories, right? So, you know, my brother, one of my best friends, Khaled, he got this, his crib is like, you would not believe we ever seen Forest before in this crib, right?
Right.
But he would sit down with me. He sits down with me. He be like, Forest Projects, huh, Joe? And I'd be like, yo, Khaled, like, you don't understand. We would go to Skate Key 300 deep. We be screaming on the train, FOR, where we chill on the top of the hill, where we chill like 300. And when we say these stories, they look at me like I'm crazy, like it really happened, right?
It really happened. It's really real. And you just don't ever think you was going to walk on Trinity Avenue doing anything because the Puerto Ricans was going to get your ass, for real.
Right up on that hill. Hey, yo, Cheryl. Yo, Cheryl, you ever said to yourself, because you knew Joey, not
I knew
Fat Joe, not.
I know Joey with the Farrah Fawcett hair. I know Joey.
Oh my God! Why Farrah Fawcett?
Subscribe for more, bro.
Like, don't give me the Farrah Fawcett, Joyce.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I
with
know
no
Joey.
Shirt on.
And no shirt on.
When people ask me, yo, what would she say about you? I said she would say that's that fat Puerto Rican dude with no shirt on the whole summer.
That didn't mind was smack anybody. I'm telling you, anybody.
Yo, Cheryl, I've been trying to tell him I was wild back in them days. We was giving it up to Legendary. And I always said, yo, she's so nice. She was always nice at Forest. And she's singing church. Now she's a superstar. She don't want no parts of Joey. Like, Joey too crazy. Like, I know you was like, these guys are crazy. Like,
but you know, it's what I grew up, it's what I loved. You know, I knew nobody was ever going to come in our projects and go crazy. They was not getting out a lot. They were not getting out a lot.
So you ever got in a conversation after this Fat Joe the rapper and told him, yo, he did that thing, like whatever he telling y'all?
Always. I said, whatever he rapping about, I need y'all to believe it, because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen you slap somebody. I'm not going to say who it is.
Oh, my God. Yo, you know who? Don't say no name.
A popular rapper. Thought he was going to come over there. And no.
Oh, you remember that, right? You think he remember that? I don't think he remember that.
Well, I know for a fact that it happened, so.
Oh, my God. You remember that? I be trying to act like it ain't happened when I talk to him and stuff.
It happened.
It really happened, right? And it's nothing but love and homage. But when I see this guy, I be like, yo, do you think he think in the back of his mind he remember this?
That's what I was like. How is that? Do he want it? Because I remember that very well.
Horrible times, man. What was your biggest moment? What was your biggest moment that you said? Bring me another one, ask. That you said, yo, I made it. Like, what moment? Who did you see? Was it Michael? Who?
I think it was Whitney Houston. The fact that I saw her and she knew who I was like, wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So nobody knows. We went to junior high school where the whole high school was saying, I believe that you like the whole high school would sing it. And the whole junior high would sing that. That would be the theme song of the junior high. So when you met her and she knew your name?
That was amazing to me. I'm like, oh, wow, she knows me? Okay.
Nah, that's...
She was so nice. She was
Yo,
really
let me tell you
down to earth,
something.
so.
Always... Hold up. I'm trying to get this charger in there because this shit trying to act up and we can't have that. I've been waiting forever for this interview. And so with me, it was, believe it or not, when I was in front of 1,000, I'd be dancing all summer trying to be like Heavy D.
What?
So,
yes, okay.
So Heavy D was the guy who inspired me. And I put Flojo out, and they used to throw these parties at Tavern on the Green in Central Park. And one day I'm in the bathroom using the bathroom, and the door opens, and Heavy D walks in going, "You got to flow, Joe. You got." I almost died.
Wow.
Like I wanted to commit suicide on the spot. Like I couldn't believe that Heavy D, my idol, knew who I was.
Wow,
and we was cool ever since that day. So it was Whitney for you, right? Because you sang. They call it S-A-N-G, sang.
Yes.
So for you it was her.
Yes. It was Whitney Houston. Yep.
That's crazy. And that was big. You know, I never met Whitney Houston, but I remember, God bless, when Pun died.
Yes.
Right? So when Pun died, we rented out the whole funeral. And so we had like the viewing, we had refreshments, then we had a whole side that was just like with people sending flowers.
Okay.
Bro, 7 of them fucking big ass flowers was Whitney Houston for Big Pun.
Oh wow, that's so.
And we never met her, but it was all like, yo, rest in peace, Big Pun, Whitney Houston and Bobby. Rest in peace, Big Pun, Whitney Houston. Rest in peace, Whitney Houston. Eminem too. It was Whitney and Eminem who had the most flowers in there. And it really, really touched me, man, that somebody is big as Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is as big as it gets.
Yeah.
You know, and acknowledge Pun like that.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. And so, what's the favorite song y'all ever cut together?
Who? SWV?
SWV.
I guess I gotta say wheat, because we're gonna eat on wheat for the rest of our lives. So.
Yeah, that's y'all lean back. Lean back gonna feed me forever.
Yeah. So I gotta go with wheat. Yep. It's wheat.
Man, it's so many. You got. I'll run it down because I just started writing. I said week. I'm so into you.
Yeah.
The flyest shit y'all ever did was right here. You know, with that Michael Jackson beat in the background.
Yeah.
Anything, the rain down on me. Like I listen to that a lot when I'm on the airplane. And you're always on my mind, right? And then you got Can We, when you collabed with Missy. Whose idea was it to collaborate with Missy?
You know, her and Timbaland, they like partners, so we went to work with Tim, and Missy wrote that song.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so she was there in the studio in Virginia, so she did it. She got on it.
And you know, there's Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
There's Method Man. And then whatever Method was, it's all right with me. Yo, you gave him that, right? Like that's forever.
Yeah, I love Method. And you know, we just did something with Method about a year or so ago on BET. He came out because we had never performed our song together, anything. It's the Wu-Tang Clan was on that. So he came out. It was dope. It was nice.
Yeah, I remember being in the Palladium when that record was really rocking. And I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. But, you know, you gave him that whatever Method wants, it's all right with me. And like, he's gassed forever. Right? I remember me and Pun did the song with J-Lo, and J-Lo was like the hottest Puerto Rican chick. And in the record, when I wrote my rhyme, I said, yo, Jenny, you got to say, Joey, you the Don. She said, no problem, Joey. I said, so I was like, boom, boom, boom. She was like, Joey, you the Don. Jenny, you the bomb. Anybody disrespect, good as Don. Like, yo. I was like, I got that for life. If I pull up the video, I'm like, uh-oh. She said it.
Right.
What kind of pressure was you on? And I'm not talking about hate. I'm talking about the industry or the record label, because like I said, Lauryn Hill, she obviously stands out from the Fugees. Method Man stands out from Wu-Tang. You stand out from SWV. How many people were trying to gas you to go solo and leave the crew?
That was always from like the beginning, you know, from the record label on down to management.
How would you look at someone if they came in your ear, one of your friends, and said, yo, I think you need to leave these chicks and go solo? How would you look at them?
At first I was like, no, you know, I'm cool with the group. But then once, you know, hype will get you every time. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here in front with you. Hype will get you, and then the girls, we started like falling apart. We started beefing. So at that time, it was just easy for me to be like, then I'm out, because it doesn't make sense anymore to keep fussing and fighting. But we broke up for about 8 years, but we realized we're better together. So we came back, and we've been back together ever since. And we talk like we touring back in the 90s. We stay working.
No, I see y'all stay working.
Yeah.
I mean, because this COVID slowed down touring for all of us.
Right.
But without no COVID, you guys was working like every day. Like
we was just like, woo.
And you got TV shows, relevant.
Yeah.
And so when you got back together, because me and Remy had a similar situation. We don't argue. Me and Remy refuse to argue. We love each other so much that we were able to come back together, that we said we will not argue for nothing in the world. Do y'all still have that same approach?
Yeah, we don't argue. We said we would never fight, like lay hands on one another, and we definitely didn't want to replace nobody in the group. So we worked through it. We're not going through all of that. We know we get this money, and that's what it is.
That shit, get this money, support each other.
Our fans want to see us. They don't want to see somebody else in our place. So we make it work. This is business, and we know what we have to do to make it work.
Yo, that is great. And I was gonna ask you versus who would SWV go against?
That is the $1 million question.
They have been talking about that shit.
It is talk between SWV and Escape. So
they talking like that? Them girls don't want the smoke. Fuck that. Like I'm taking sides. I'm taking sides. Them girls do not want that smoke.
Yeah, so we gonna see.
Nah, they don't want the smoke. You know the big girl. I don't know if she big no more.
No, she's not big no more.
She not big no more?
No.
She can sing her ass off though.
She can. That's my sis. I love her to death. That's Tasha.
That's Tasha?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she ain't fucking with you though, Sean. I would keep it real with you, man. God damn it, man. Oh no, this would be a good one, because I'll be front and center like, this ain't They don't want that type. So they talking like that. ATL, New York, that's big.
Yep. Yeah.
So y'all with it?
I'm with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Cheryl, before you leave, I'm going to give you a question I ask everybody. And I'm honored to have you here. You know I love you like a sister. Yeah. I really, I don't know if people don't understand, I really grew up with you. Like, we're from the same exact block.
Yep.
People be from the same town. People be from the same sort of hood, 30 blocks away. We grew up in the same block, right? Yeah. And you are the pride and joy of our block. And so I just want you to know I'm honored, and I'm so happy for you. The inspiration you showed the whole hood. I know Vinny, man, he fucked up. But besides that, let me get your top five, because you're a real singer, your top five greatest singers of all time.
Ooh, school of all time, Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle. I love Shirley Murdoch. I'm gonna throw some new school in there, Jasmine Sullivan.
Ooh.
And I gotta give it to Fantasia.
I love Fantasia.
Yeah.
Everybody you said on it, and Patti LaBelle, she different.
Yeah.
Nah, Patty is different. I love her not just being an icon singer. I love her as a person, and most of all, being an entrepreneur. Cause them Patty Pies been making her like 40 million a year.
Yeah.
It gives us hope for being OGs in the game.
Yeah.
Cause she found a product that's working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we hate looking at our legends looking like with no teeth, fucked up, on jump. So when you get a legend that's still making brand new money, 2021, you gotta salute that.
That's right.
And Shirley Murdoch is it's morning.
Yeah, there you go.
It's time. You know, that was more like I look at Shirley Murdoch. It's certain records that come on that I feel like that's Harlem. Right? Yeah. And there be some records I hear that I be like, oh, that's Queens. That remind me of Queens.
Right.
Oh, right. Shirley Murdoch was Harlem to me.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know, morning. Yo, Cheryl, I love you. Thanks for coming on. I'm rooting for you. You already know we family. God bless you.
And we got to do a song together. I need that.
Say no more. I'm doing the soundtrack for the big show. I'm going to call you up, and you're going to get on this song. Let's just do it for the history. And you know it's going to be incredible because all me and you do is incredible shit.
That's right. That's right.
I love you, Cheryl. Be good, all right?
All right,
God bless you, man.
You too.
Roger, tell these motherfuckers subscribe to the Prophet channel.
I love you to death, and I will always love you, my father, because you didn't see what I had, you see what was deep in my heart.
I see what kind of good person you were.
With Prophet Muscle.
Subscribe for more, bro.